I'm here with H.P. Newquist, the Executive Director of the National Guitar Museum. He's brought a brand new exhibit here to Memphis at MoSH called America at the Crossroads, the Guitar and a Changing Nation. HP, thank you for joining us this afternoon.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. So tell us a little bit about what people can expect to see when they come here to check out the exhibit.
Well, we're taking the guitar as a means to walk through American history, since America was founded actually, or since America was even discovered. Along with farm implements and guns, guitars have been here as long as Europeans have been here. So we look at how the guitar has been a crucial part of culture and social change over the last 400 years.
So what really is the importance of trying to preserve this type of music history when you're talking about an instrument like the guitar?
Well, the guitar has been singularly important in America because it's been used as a symbol for everything from civil rights and folk movement to the Vietnam War on to punk and rebellion. And you don't get that with a saxophone or a trumpet. So looking at the history of the guitar along with the history of America is sort of a great way to present not only the legacy of the guitar, but the role that it's played in the country's history.
Now this is a traveling exhibit, so what does it take to bring all of these guitars around the country and keep them preserved the way you do?
Well, we have a couple different exhibitions on the road. This one in particular, we've got over 40 instruments. Comes in a very large truck. Each instrument has its own case and display wall. And the team here at MoSH spent about a week putting it together and getting it ready to present to the world.
Now you've been all around the country with this exhibit. How cool is it to be able to bring it to a city like Memphis with so much musical history?
You know, it's actually really, not only is it enjoyable, but it's really historically interesting for us. You know, given that you have Sun Studios down the street, you know, the Crossroads runs right down into Mississippi from here. It's a little bit different. I mean, we've been in a lot of cities, in a lot of states, but probably nowhere else that has quite the legacy that Memphis does.
So you have guitars on display throughout the years. How has the guitar changed over the years?
Well, I can certainly show you.
Awesome. Yeah, well, let's walk around and take a look.
All right, let's do that.
All right, HP, what are we looking at right here? Because it looks a little bit like a tin banjo.
Well, it looks more like a frying pan, which is what we call it. It's actually the very first electric guitar. It was made by Rickenbacker beginning in 1932. This is number 11 off the line. And obviously it doesn't look anything like the guitars we see today.
Right.
And that's because it was designed to play Hawaiian music, which you play on your lap and you play with a piece of glass or a piece of steel and you kind of get a nice, you know, sliding sound. But Hawaiian music was the most popular form of music in the early 1900s, actually up until World War II. And as they played bigger and bigger venues in the United States, they couldn't hear themselves. So a Hawaiian steel player invented the first electric guitar so he could be heard over the rest of the band. So not blues, not jazz, not rock. First electric guitar was for Hawaiian.
Was Hawaiian. And I think you can pick up some of those influences when you go back and listen to some of the music from maybe the late 30s and early 40s.
And a lot of the blues, I mean, some of that slide sound and even into country western comes from the Hawaiian influence that came over in the early 1900s.
Well, obviously this looks, as you mentioned, nothing like the electric guitars of today, so let's take a look at one of those and maybe we can spot some of the differences.
All right, let's go over to the Stratocaster. Okay.
All right, so we got a classic Fender Strat here.
Right, exactly. Oh, okay, you know you're
a little bit. I play a little bit of guitar, actually.
Really?
Yeah.
Strat is a perfect all-purpose guitar. Obviously, this looks nothing like the frying pan. The Strat is pretty much the definitive electric guitar shape. As a matter of fact, this might be apocryphal, but it said that the most common shape and silhouette that everybody in the world can recognize is a Coke bottle. If you see it in silhouette, anywhere in the world you go. Apparently the second most identifiable object in silhouette is this guitar, the Fender Stratocaster. People may not know it's a Stratocaster, but they know it's an electric guitar. So this shape, which came about in the mid-1950s, is now the definitive shape of electric guitars around the world, and is certainly the most popular guitar used by musicians of any type, whether it's rock, blues, jazz. It's an extremely popular instrument.
Well, you guys certainly have a lot of different guitars here throughout history, and it's so cool that you're able to bring this exhibit here to Memphis. And we certainly want to make sure you guys come here to MoSH to check it out. Again, it's called America at the Crossroads, the Guitar and a Changing Nation. We'll see you out here.